One wrong line of code can cost you billions of dollars. This is what just recently happened. If you are not aware, all Microsoft computers recently just kind of went down. Millions of them were affected by it, and there was absolute chaos. There was flight shortages, hospitals not being able to provide medical care because their computers were shutting down. Everybody's computers at home were shutting down and unable to use. And this was not a cyber attack, but it was actually just a byproduct of writing bad code. Here's some funny but also crazy stuff happening. So this guy over here made a tweet and he's saying that this is the first time in his life he got a handwritten boarding pass. And it's also funny to me because I'm such a Mac advocate my whole life, and I just feel, part of me feels vindicated for all of us going, go Mac, fuck Windows.
Fuck Microsoft!
So I'm sorry, by the way, if you're suffering from this. And if you are, actually drop it in the comments below. I want to know if it's affecting you as well. And the problem is there's probably some developer that ended up writing this code and didn't think it was going to be that bad, but one little misstep in attention to detail can cause just everything to go down. And it's probably an intern, it's probably somebody who's a junior developer. I mean, it could even be senior developer, but mostly the problem is lack of attention to detail. It isn't so much always just writing bad code, it's not fully paying attention. And what's sad is, to cover up that person's mistake, of course, the CEO and the founder of the company has to explain what happened and take responsibility. And here's kind of his response when he was put on the spot on TV. And look at how nervous he got.
Single software bug can have such a profound and immediate impact.
Well, when you look at the complexity of cybersecurity, you're always trying to stay one step ahead of the adversaries. Excuse me. Man, just 1 second, please.
Oh yeah, take a drink of water.
She goes, yeah, take a drink of water. I mean, what are you going to do? So this is tough, but this is what happens when you're not, like, the more we go into this world of ChatGPT and Claude and everything else that's writing code for you, you need to also understand that you still have a big job to do, which is you still need to pay attention to what it's writing. You still need to verify and double check and triple check and quadruple check the code. And you need to test it relentlessly, especially if you're a security company, especially if your only job is to secure things. So a mistake can happen to anybody. It just sucks when it happens at such a big scale. And it's sad because this is what the world of Microsoft is looking like right now, the dreaded blue screen of death. And we all know that, and we've all seen it. I used to use Windows computers as well before, when I was a juvenile, when I used to play video games. And then I switched over to Apple. But I just want to send you this message, and it's just like, hey, pay attention to the details. You still have to learn coding. You still have to learn how it works under the hood. Even when the AI keeps getting stronger, there needs to be somebody who can still debug, but your debugging is going to start going to a higher level, and you're going to need to start becoming smarter with how you use these tools. And I also want to show you, like, the emotional consequences of that code, right, and how it affects people. So take a look at this.
All right, now, y'all want to get on this plane or not? Yes, we do. All right, so everyone's going to shut up, and we're going to say this once, and we're only going to say it again because we're frustrated as hell. Sir,
I'm sorry.
And so I'll pause it, but you could see the absolute chaos that's happening here, right? Like, all these people waiting on their flights, missing their flights. I mean, one of my friends told me that she was flying out, and she got delayed by 25 hours. That's how long the delay was in her flight because things shut down, and there were other people. Now, luckily for her, she was just kind of flying back home, but she met this one lady, and that one lady's, I believe, nephew died of cancer, and the funeral was happening. So, like, she couldn't afford to miss that flight. She needed to go and, you know, kind of just see him one last time. And so my friend then ended up helping them and helping them book their flight. But, like, that's the level of impact that can happen, right? And you don't really realize it because you're just like, okay, I'm just going to do this one line of code and then I'm just going to hit push and it should go live. And then that's it. Things should be fine. And as much as I like to joke around and razz Microsoft, it's not necessarily just Microsoft. You know, this could happen on Mac. This could happen on Linux. It can happen on anything. It just so happened that it happened with Microsoft. Understand why this happened. This is what low attention to detail looks like. This is what happens when you care less. This is what happens when you don't really give a fuck. It's not necessarily the consequences of being bad. It's the consequence of some people's lack of care, lack of attention to detail. Now, attention to detail isn't something you can just magically develop, but it can be developed if you spend a lot of time learning how to learn faster. Because the quicker you learn from your mistakes, the less likely you are to then make them later. And so if you speed up your learning progress, you're genuinely going to just end up making more mistakes. And when you make more mistakes, you look back at them and you learn from them. And it's a feedback and it's a loop and it keeps feeding on itself. And I was talking with a friend of mine named Iyad, and he said something incredible. He said, learning is just reflection and intention. And that actually summarizes deep learning. And so it blew my mind, because if you think about how AI learns, it's just reflecting and then it's setting an intent. So what does that mean? It goes over its own games by itself. So if it's trying to get better at chess, it just plays a game and then it goes back and gives itself feedback off of that chess game. And then it sets an intention of like, I'm going to take those learnings and apply them to the next game. And then it just does that every single time. So if you do that, you'll start to get better. So I want to show you a tool me and my friend Naz actually built so that it could help you learn faster as a programmer. And so here's an example. So let's say this video, right? My good friend Tim, Tech with Tim, he has a video that he dropped, how to practice programming so you actually get good, right? So this is an example of a video. I'm going to grab the link and I'm going to now paste this in the tool that we've created. So here's an example. I popped this video in here, right? Now I'm going to create a chat next to this, and I'm just going to take this video and connect it to the chat. And now I'm just going to say, hey, I'm going to click this button that says get key insights. So it's going to just give me the key insights from this video. It's going to say, hey, here are the key things that he actually says from this video. So I'm going to say, give me some examples of that with some code. And so now I can immediately start to take what I'm learning from this video and get some examples with code. Or I can say, based on his video, give me some practice exercises / projects. And now you see how I'm just taking his video and I'm interacting with it. So that speeds up my learning process so much. And I can go on YouTube and I can type in more things like how to learn programming fast. So that way I don't just have Tech with Tim, but I have other people that I can learn from. So here are some other great videos. I know Developed by Ed is pretty damn good and he gives really good advice. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm also going to paste this. So now I got his video here as well and I can plug that in. And now I can say, what does Developed by Ed say? And so now it'll tell me what his video is actually saying. And so I'm getting now feedback from both of the videos. And now I can say, based on both of these videos, give me one example project. And so now I'm combining both of those videos and it's saying, hey, start with the personal task manager web app. And you can see how you can start to build on top of this knowledge base. And it's not just that, but you can also pop in your own code if you write your code into here, for example, and then you can connect that code here as well and say, hey, based on the code I wrote, does that seem in line with what they're talking about? And then it can start to get bigger and bigger and better. And it can also help you with coding projects you're doing, because sometimes in ChatGPT, it's hard to give it all of the context. Here, you can actually make a bunch of these notes, paste everything, and that'll serve as a knowledge base. So this, everything here that's on the left-hand side is essentially a visual knowledge base, and you can just connect that and power this up. And so the reason I'm sharing this with you is because you can see how making mistakes can be so absolutely devastating and like took down essentially Microsoft. Maybe for a couple of days they'll be back up, but it damaged Microsoft. It damaged the CrowdStrike company quite a lot. And if you have tools like these where you can learn way faster, here you can connect multiple different sources and verify. Like basically what I would do if I was that developer, right, is on the left-hand side, let me take this away. On the left-hand side, I'll have all the company knowledge base of the security stuff that like I need to know, or the tests that it needs to run through and make sure it's good. And then when I write my code, I would have this run it through and then check like, hey, is this code good? Is this going to cause any problems? And he could use this to essentially double check as well. But more importantly, he can use this to learn even the stuff in his own company, and maybe he would avoid these null pointer type of mistakes. I think that's kind of what happened. There was something with C++ that caused the problem. I know I saw it on Twitter, but it's Twitter, so it could also be wrong. But if you guys know what happened, you can let me know. But these are the types of things it could help you catch and it could help you fix. So we made this tool so you guys can use it. You guys could use this visual knowledge base and really learn 10x faster than any of your competition. So I would love for you to check it out. And I want to see how this would help you as a developer. With that said, if you want to check it out, I've put the link in the description where I'm giving you a 3-day free trial to use this as much as you want. And if you don't like it, you can cancel it before the 3 days. If you do like it and love it, only then keep it beyond the 3 days. I think it's going to provide you with a lot of value. It's going to be a thing that's going to make your colleagues jealous. Like, how are you learning so fast? What the heck is this thing? And it just gets so damn powerful over time, right? Where like if I have notes about my company, I can literally start recording them in here. So now it's capturing my voice and it's recording. So as you can see on the left-hand side here, and if I get done speaking those notes, or maybe it's this email that I just want to like kind of speak out loud, kind of casually, if I hit end, now that recording is also going to serve essentially as a knowledge base. And you can see the transcript is here, and it's made a title for my audio recording, and I can even connect that. Now all of this is working as a visual knowledge base, and you can use that to get the output that you want. So super powerful. I'd love for you to give it a try. Click the link below, jump on the training, not the training, but jump on the app. And I do believe it's going to change your life. We have so many customers who are dropping testimonials and sharing how much it's helped them. I'll actually show you some. So here's our Slack, and right inside of our Slack, right, we have some customers here. Like one of our customers here is like, I'm definitely very impressed with the ease of it and the UI. I like the concept more than just other normal D&D like AI tools, drag and drop AI tools. And so this has that for you, right, where it's like a really nice UI and everything. We had another person, Curran, and he goes, thanks, this worked. This is a killer product. I'm a blogger, and it made many of my processes easy. And he's asking if we have an affiliate program because he wants to share with other people. Unearthly used it. He's like, been using Poppy AI. Can't stress how much I love it over all the other AI tools. If you guys don't have Poppy AI, what are you doing? Holly used it, and she said, hey, Naz, I just got Poppy. This is how my brain works too. It's been difficult to organize everything in my head with the tools out there. I'm looking forward to being able to use Google Docs with it. I really hope it can help me connect all the docs I've created that probably repeat my thoughts and extrapolate usable content from them. You've just created what I think will be a game changer to getting the information I want to learn quickly. I saw this as a possibility of AI already. I think books may end up being a thing of the past by changing how we get information. So we got lots of students that are loving it, lots and lots of testimonials, and I would like for you to check it out and see how it impacts you and changes your life. So super excited for you to give it a go. Love your face, and I'll see you in the next video.